Good afternoon. Welcome to 2021. Hope you've all had a good Christmas and a reasonably calm New Year. This is going to be the first one with the new iPad, so what can you say? Certainly setting it up there, I'm well aware of what I've got it set on nowadays, and we'll probably need to make something a little bit better, I would think. We'll see how it goes. I hope I'm just as good looking at it as the last one. Probably all the wrinkles, like, chucking it down with rain. Weather's been difficult over the past little while. I've not been getting much walking done at all. Taking to the stubble fields now to try and get a little bit in because it's just too risky. I'm well aware. I just about went the other day there and but so anyway, start of another year. What are we working on? Well, we've got a seat to refurbish. The irons are at the back of me. I've cleaned them off and I stripped it down first of all and repainted. Wire brushed irons, repainted. Well, not too bad actually. It's not a terribly old seat, but the irons are reasonably good. And so we've got the timber just sitting there for it actually. The chap had a load of this stuff lying in his garden to cut up. Believe it or not, it's hardwood decking. What is it? I don't know, but it's bloody good stuff. It is really good stuff. I didn't realise just how good it was till I started to cut it. Now I've got not having the chops on it, I've got a handsaw. I've got a really good handsaw up there. Extremely sharp. Struggled with this. It's not, it can't be, it's awful light, this is what I'm talking about. Really can't be that, I wouldn't imagine. But it takes a bit of cutting, and the sawdust is really fine off it. It is just, and heavy, very, very heavy. But it's all chopped to length now. 1.5 inch decking. And it's, by the time I stripped, there wasn't many fixings in it. It was difficult to bore and screw and all the rest of it. So, but it is a really good age. It must be from, I don't know, he got it dumped off by a builder who was ripping out and putting new composite stuff on, and asked him if he wanted it for firewood. He's still got a chunk of it left, but I've picked out enough to get the seat out of, to which I'm going to have to sharpen his chainsaw for him. So it's a bit of a barter, right? And so I get that and I'll resharpen, take the rakers down and whatnot and everything. It's like a lot of these things that people get, these saws, and don't realise. I think they think they're going to sharpen them themselves and take a do with things, and certainly can do that, but that saw, it's not cutting, says he, and it's an electric chainsaw, but it's a good powerful one. But the rakers are needing to take down on it, and a lot of people don't realise that, like, they keep sharpening the chisel part of it, and then you've got to take the rakers down. I mean, in my day we used to take them well down, so as it were more, but you've really got to know what you're doing when you, in fact, used to take far too much off them at times, like, just to get the bite up, and yeah, but you've got to be careful because it can be dodgy. But anyway, I will sharpen the saw and take the rakers down on it a bit, which I'll cut now, and I've got enough deck in there. So what I had to do was dig out the little bench saw I've got, and lucky enough I've another blade still lying there from one of Stanley Saw's ones. It's a tungsten tip job. It's a multi-purpose cross between a rip and a thing, but it's a good heavy blade. A lot of the blades you get supplied with these saws now, they're far too light. There's no depth to the metal, and therefore they heat up far too much. But it'll take this to cut it. But the good thing about cutting it with this blade is, once it's cut to size, there'll be very little finishing needed done on it. It'll be a bit of a, it'll not need dressed, because that blade will cut it so well. Just give it its time, and it'll just be a matter of knocking the corners off and sanding it up and whatnot. So it should be all right. But so that's one of them. But the sticks all went away for Christmas. So I've done a nice one there for chap. And I was going to stick it on the video, but he's got it. It's away. It's gone. Putting a bit of antler and whatnot on the top for him and that. It was a pole I'd made for him ages ago, and I was making 2 sticks for him for Christmas presents for people, and he liked one of them that much that he asked me to do the pole I'd done for him, take the top off it and put this on it. And I was fortunate I had a bit of antler sitting there that actually fitted the bill. So this is what we did, and it worked out really nice actually. And he's chuffed with it. He likes the bit of antler on and whatnot, and so so that was that. So I was going to stick it on, but too late. It's away. It's gone. Anyway, but that was the other thing we were working with. Nunchucks, these martial art things. These. Yes, I've made as a wee light say, the grandson got a set of them. He quite fancied. They're very simple to make. There's a lot of different ways to make them, of course, and a lot of different connections, and size-wise they're much about the same. And you get the practice ones, you get the foam ones, you get the metal ones, you get cord, chain, various other things. But I looked up to find out how to make them, and what it was, I looked it up on YouTube. As always, you find everything you need to know there. And there's lots of different ways, but I found this lad who is a nice simple way of doing it. Kind of one of the original ways, I think. And so I ended up copying what he was doing and whatnot. But while I was busy looking at these things, I also looked at people using them. Gee whiz. Some Okinawa they originated from. They were based on rice flails, grain flails, from a way back. So it was quite an interesting thing. But the interesting video that I watched was Bruce Lee, probably our most famous martial arts exponent, and he was demonstrating the use of them. Oh, was some man that, yeah, very, very impressive. He was playing ping pong with table tennis thing with with 2 guys opposite him. Yeah, I mean, hand-eye coordination was phenomenal. Thinking that was the best of it, no, they went on to show us, he took the ends of the nunchucks and the striker part of a matchbox, he loosely taped across the ends of them. And he proceeded to, I didn't realise you can throw matches so hard and fast, but this chap could. Actually, the arrows, darts, throwing them, and they dimmed the lights on this, and he was actually hitting the end of the match and igniting the matches as the chap was throwing them. I don't think he was getting them all, but the very fact he could hit anything amazed me, and the fact that the light was so low. But yes, the sheer amount of training that's involved, absolutely fantastic. Like, you know, yeah, well impressed. Like, you know, having said that, I had a little swing in them. Well, you do yourself a bit of damage. It was a practice that you need to spend a lot of time working on them. So it was a nice little something else to say, like, you know, and that was that, like, you know. But Milo, sorted that one out. That's going away to a friend of the daughter's, who's a big ill person. So we'll put that together for her, and we bit finishing to do on it. But it's quite nice. It works out all right. But that rain, it's chucking it down with rain right now, pelting it down. So I thought I'd come out and, as I say, this is the first. I'd like to say I've done a lot with it, but I've not really yet. I've played around with it a little bit, but it's all the gestures that you've got to learn to get the best out of it. It's all operating the hand gestures, but we're getting there. We are getting there, and it'll be a time thing. There'll be time to learn and hopefully get better with it. I just wanted to make this one, see what the quality like, see what it sounds like. Because it vastly improved. I could tell just looking through before I was setting it up that the quality, the picture quality is better, I think. So sound, we'll wait and see. So what are we going to do today? Busy painting out some aluminium sheet right now. I've got 3 advertising signs to make up. Blasts from the past, these vintage type signs that you used to get on garages and shop fronts and all that kind of thing many years ago. When we were kids, of course, we used to take them off in the winter time and turn them into sledges before plastic bags and that. So I've got 3 of them to paint up, so that's something a little bit different, and I'll quite enjoy that. But the weather will need to, even with the heater on in here, things are taking a little bit of time to dry off and sort out, so we just need to give things a little time. But there's no rush. There's no rush. As I say, we'll not be going anywhere today. We'll probably organise things and tidy things up a little bit, and I'll spend a bit of time tonight and see where I can see where I'm any better on this editing thing. So we'll see how it goes. But all the best for the coming year, and I hope that everything's fine for you and everything works out well. And we shall pop up now and again. Probably not to do a lot, probably to say too much, but there you are. It's the way I am nowadays. It's the best I can do. Anyway, all the best. We'll see you again.